we are getting closer and closer to the release of Story Booster, our second complete start of a set. Specialty sets, Fusion World. I am excited, not so much for the cards or anything in particular with it, but because I swear to you, my head's slanted. But because this is going to hopefully help be another stepping stone to more people joining in on our hobby, on as an investor, as a poker bro, as a sneakerhead, as an individual that just used to enjoy Dragon Ball. Whatever the scenario is, you're a player of the TCG, you're going to tournaments, you're doing locals, you are just in here to make a buck. I don't care. Just join. Dragon Ball Super Fusion World Storytime booster cards that you absolutely need to grade. Obviously, these cards are not all Storytime booster cards. Fix that later in editing and production. But you get the point of what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards that you absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, need to grade. Ideally, when base opens up, when standard opens up at either BGS, which is the preferred, or if you are a PSA head, that's fine. I know a lot of dumb people. Send it in nice and slow, baby. There's no need to rush on these. No need to do priority expedited. Not as much. So let's take a dive into these. But before we do, heads up, Tuesday, August 18th, we have 3 FB01 booster boxes. We are doing a dollar start, snip and ship. What the heck's a snip and ship, Ram? This is my first time ever hearing about this. Well, I don't rip packs open. I grab a pair of scissors and I snip them. That way there's no accidents. It's nice and easy. And I like the sound of snip and ship. Really, I snip it, I flick it open, and then I ship it. But you have to be there to figure it out. But Tuesday, we got 3 of them, FB01 booster boxes. Shout out to a couple of our OGs. You know who you are, helping us out with these boxes. We're dollar starting all of it, so it's going to be really fun. Once we're done with that, we're just going to keep on dollar starting random cards, high value, low value. It doesn't matter. You make the market. I don't care. So make sure you're there for that. That's a quick shout out from our sponsors. Going in on number 1, probably my favorite card in all of Storytime. The second coming of Broly. Not really a coming. I guess he was always there, and then he fell asleep or got frozen in the ice and then woke up because kids were wanting to be kids. But I digress. And then you got the weird wish of Goku coming back. A lot of things happening in that movie. But Adele thought she could stand up to Broly. But this card, I love it. It's a little chaotic. The purple, red, and green oddly clash really, really well. I think this is a great card to grade. Where is it going to end? I mean, it's a rare alt art. The price I can see being $25. I can see as much as $50. Reality, 20, 25, 30, 35, like in that round. I mean, it's tough to say. Ram, predict the market. I can't do that. But regardless of that, I think this is an incredible card. Broly's a very popular character. The family Kamehameha cards in general, the grade sales of them are generally pretty healthy. I think this has an extra layer to it, being Broly's in the background, overtaking the whole card. I mean, 50% of the real estate is really him when it comes to character real estate, right? Like, this is all a bunch of open space, but this size of the characters versus the size that Broly takes, pretty fair share of the territory of the real estate. So this is one card I would absolutely recommend. There's a lot of Broly fans out there. There's a lot of Family Kamehameha fans out there. Not the best movie in the world. Good movie, obviously better than Bio Broly. But with all of that said, I think this is an absolute must-have when it comes to grading. I will not be selling a lot of these raw copies. I'll tell you that right now. Now, that's just number 1. And if you watched our card reveal maybe last week, you would know that this is a very big card. But there's a couple other things in here that I want to talk about too. Majin Buu. When's the last time you got a real good Majin Buu card? I'll tell you, It was the alt art. Is it an uncommon? No, it's a rare. The orange one, Majin Buu and Super Saiyan, or rather Kid Buu and Super Saiyan 3 Goku biting him. That's a great card. Very high value card. $300 plus dollars, I want to say off the top of my head. But for those of you that aren't as financially well off as some of the one percenters are, like me, not being a one percenter, being like you, Majin Buu Alt Art. I love this card. It is the essence of Buu. I think this card, with all of its fun, whimsical colors, is childish. It's weirdly dangerous, and it's a perfect representation of Buu, who doesn't get a lot of cards. Obviously, Story Booster is going to change that. Probably Story Time 2 and 3 maybe add on to it. I don't know. But Majin Buu, big belly, sucking up all the candy, all the food. I think this is when they went in, when him and Babidi went into the town. Plus, what's really cool, I talked about it a little bit, the blood splatter on the top. You kind of see it coming down. I think this is a fun card. In Pokemon, I see a couple of streamers talk about girl cards. This isn't a girl card, but it's got the colors of a girl card. Oh, Ram, what you said? No, man, relax. But it's got this cool, childish, sort of iconic moment of Boo just being Boo. Just being a little fat boy. Fucking up his thing. Doing his thing. Shout out to my wife. So, Majin Buu Alt Art. This is a great card. I think, again, for an Alt Art rare, this is a good one to pick up. I like it. I love it. I'm enthralled by it. It's got the horror. It's got the fun. Must grade. This is for sure don't priority. This is a base. Let him open it up. Spend 15, 20 bucks. Be happy when it goes for 100, 150 bucks. This is an easy one. There's not a lot of Boo cards, but there are a lot of Boo fans, especially if Storytime can do what they need to do, which is bring in more people that love this anime. That's what we want to happen here. So that's card number 2. Card number 3, again, if you watched our reveal, I mean, you kind of saw my reveal to these cards, right? I think I maybe talked about 10, 15 cards from some of the Reddit reveal threads going on out there. But I got to tell you, Hot Rod Gohan, I think is a fair term. Let's try and coin that. But Hot Rod Gohan is a pretty sick fucking card, dude. I mean, Alt Art Rare, again, not a big budget card. Probably going to be in the 30 to 50 range. I think you got Videl, a lot of the Gooner boys out there. They're going surfing in the Hot Rod, Mr. Satan. Hot Rod, dude. I think it's a sick card. I love the little shine, glim, sun, rainbow effect it has. You can kind of see it here on the rainbow on the bottom to the right of the car. You definitely see it here in the background behind Videl and Gohan. How often do you see them driving a car with wheels? Generally, when we're talking about transportation for these warriors, they're going in Bulma's spaceship. They're going into some sort of capsule corp, going into space or time or, intergalactic patrol. You'll see some more too. They're zipping around, flying because they don't need to be on the road, right? So this is a real down-to-earth vehicle card, which if you think back to manga, some of the coolest cards, what do we got? Chi-Chi on the back of the motorcycle. Shout out to the manga. You got Bulma and Goku on the little motorcycle thing. This kind of has that essence to it. The Hot Rod is absolutely beautiful. This is an amazing card. I would argue this is probably my third favorite card in this set. And again, it doesn't have to be a high value card, right? This is a must grade. I think there's going to be a little fan base around this thing. It's a weird era for Gohan and Videl in this time frame. He's not training. Then he, kind of gets his ass kicked, but then he comes back around for Deborah. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little interesting, especially in his Great Saiyan phase. It's like a boy hitting puberty. But Hot Rod, I think makes up. Tell me what you think about that in the comments below. The next two should be no surprise. I'm in general, not a big fan of grading 2 stars. Why? Because that means I have to pay for a 2-star. And if I pay for a 2-star and it just constantly gets 9.5s, or heaven forbid it gets a 9, I'm kind of stuck holding this really expensive, this really expensive bag. I don't want that. And in order for me to move a super alt art or 2-star, by the way, make sure you check out our episodes that talk about how to read your card and its rarities. But if I am expected to move my card, which is what I want to do, likely what some of you want to do, it's tough to move a whale when you can move a seal. You understand what I'm saying? I can move alt arts all day. Very, very liquid, very, very sought after. I don't know about these cards yet because they're not released. But comparative to a 2-star, it's tough to get someone to pay that very high value ticket item. And often I find they don't want to pay the exact market. They want 90, 95%, which is, fair. Obviously I want to pay a percentage as well. So for the Vegito and for the Vegeta, I won't roll back, but the far back one, I think both of these cards, should you be able to rip them out, are great ratings. I think that if you do get these and you do want to grade them, I think Story Booster is going to have a little bit of a hype phase, just like, again, we've talked about in this channel. Go watch some of those videos when you should buy Storytime Booster singles and understand that you might have this high. It's going to dip, try and buy them there, try and rip them, but then it's going to come back up. And when you catch that ride back up on the roller coaster, now you got to talk about, a comp that's 120% over what you could have bought it 2 weeks ago. And now you're grading. It's just it just gets really sticky. So the best thing you can do if you find these Vegetos, if you alt arts, or if you find the Vegeta alt art, you got to make sure that you either ripped them or you picked them up on the dip, because this is going to be a weird scenario for a few weeks, maybe months with these before they kind of level out, And this Vegeta, I think, will be a popular. Yes, not my favorite. I had like 4 videos talking about this fucking card, but I think that this card could be a good grade. I think you should grade it. I think this sucker should probably be a base. Depending on how the prices look, I guess you can do expedited. But I think either way, standard or base. Let this come back in December, January timeframe. It'll still be okay. It'll still be a good card. It'll be a good pickup, especially if you rip it. So these two should be no-brainers to you. But I'll tell you right now, you're not going to find me pushing any sort of 2-star. No way. All the 2-stars that I picked up have either been in collections where they were the anchor cards in that collection and I kind of had to pick them up, or they've been because I've ripped them. By the way, rip all your sealed product. So going into this, we got our alt art rare, we got an alt art rare, we got an alt art rare. You see the trend I'm going into? And then of course we got our alt arts, our 1-stars. This one I talked about. I find myself lost for words. I don't know whether this is the number 1 card in this set, or I don't know whether this is the number 1 in this set. When it comes to artwork, I adore and love this card. It gives me manga vibes. It is clearly a hand-drawn, shading is on point. Someone put T, L, and C into this card. I love the blue, the gold. I love the sparks. Gotenks isn't even very high on my list of characters that I'm like, yeah, that's a good character. I mean, Gotenks and Trunks is cool. You know, they had kind of annoying. I mean, they were kids, so I guess I was used to Vegeta and Goku and maybe a teen Gohan from the Cell Saga. So these guys were like, "Come on, dude, like get the job done. You're playing around, kind of thing." But I will say, I love this card for a super rare. I think this thing's beautiful. I am going to grade the living life out of this card. I will not have one available. Don't even ask. Don't even DM. Don't even ask me. Go, please. No, I'm gonna grade them all. This is not as good as, what is it? SBO 2038 Goku, the manga one we talked about it yesterday. This isn't as good as that, but this is knocking on the door. This is tickling the nipple of interest. You understand what I'm telling you? This is a good one. I love it. Maybe I'm just a little biased here. My baby can't do anything wrong. That's how I feel about her. Now, this isn't all about super rares, alt art rares, rare alt arts, and 1-stars. Story time gives us 2 opportunities to do something that not a lot of sets give us the opportunity to do. Let me show you. I'm going to skip ahead real quick. If you're familiar with Battle Hour, nice little folder. You pick up 8 energy markers. This is not new to Fusion World or Masters. These folders, binders, and what a lot of people will do is they will grade this because it comes. I mean, these things are rock. If you've never had one of these, this is like the Viagra of containers. It is impossible to get this one. Anyways, a lot of people will grade these ESA, but to go for that sequential set, and I got one of these battle hours. I picked it up for, I don't know, $500, $600, whatever it was. I picked it up when it was a lot. I forget when I picked it up, but I'm pretty sure I paid $600. Trying to remember. Anyways, I submitted into PSA. I went through GameStop PSA because Daddy's a psychopath, and I'm shooting for that sequential set of 10s because I know long term people are going to want sequential sets. We might not be in that realm just yet, but we will eventually get there. That's how long term I'm thinking about Fusion. So I had to pick up this and I sent it out. Now, Ram, why the are you telling me about this? Because the next 2 sets of cards that I'm going to show you, you need to have this in mind. I think these cards work best as a sequential set. You get the Eevee evolutions from Prismatic Evolutions for you guys that are Pokemon people. That whole set, that's when it's strongest, right? Like each individual card's good in its own right, but when you have it together, that sequential set's pretty baller, right? So the first cards I think that are the best when it comes to a sequential set, which again, we might not have that world yet, but it's, I mean, these aren't hard to pull or expensive cards by any means. And it gives me concept rare vibes from Masters. So those of you that are in Masters, yeah, I know a little bit about Masters, but those of you that are in Masters, this gives me the concept rare vibes. Are these alt art rares? So we have the Broly, which Gotenks and Gohan. We have the Broly with Goku. We have Majin Buu Evil with Gohan when he got absorbed by Gotenks, and now he's coming back from the Z Sword. We got Majin Buu Evil Kid when he's going up against Goku. We have Goku and Vegeta, but it's a Goku card with Majin Buu absorbed by Gohan. I think there's one more on this page. I think there's a Vegeta. Yes. And then there's a Vegeta with Goku in the background. I think, ooh, wait, and there's another one. There's a Vegito with Majin Buu. So we got 1, 2, triple checking. Got concept rare vibes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards that I think would look really nice as a set. Now, these individually may, again, just like I gave you the example of these sequential EV evolution cards, these cards themselves may have some form of value individual, right? But I think where the real value is especially for this specialty set of story time is with those 7 cards being this sequential 10-esque realm. So for those of you that are PSA heavy or maybe even BGS heavy, I think those are cards that you want to match together, submit them in, and try and get them sequential. Is the value increase for sequential available now? No. I made a video yesterday, the day before, when we talked about it. Low pop, right? Low pop in Dragon Ball, everything is low. So there's no low pop value increase for a card. It's $1,000 sold all day. Just because it's low pop doesn't mean it's a $1,200, right? So sequential has the same thing. Well, yeah, these 7 cards, they sell for this comp, this comp, this comp. You might not get an extra $100, $500, whatever, for it being sequential today, but I don't want you to think about today. I want you to think about tomorrow. I want you to think about the future, right? So that's one set of sequentials. Again, kind of like what I would see with Battle Hour, that I think you can see a lot of success with. The other set, again, you can still do these individually. The other set would be the super rares alt arts. This rainbow-esque artwork. So you got Broly, Gotenks. Again, that beautiful Gotenks. Look at that. You got Majin Buu Kid, Prince of Destruction, Son Gohan, Son Goku, Super Saiyan 3, the boys are back in town, and Trunks. That is 9 cards. The boys, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Who did I miss? Oh, Majin Buu Kid, maybe? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, 10 cards that you can do as a sequential set. Super rares in general aren't that expensive. I think the super rares that we saw from Cross Force, the Vegito super rare, well, at one point was $100 card. Today, I think market's like $60. So if I can pick these up or rip them and get them for $50 to $75 a piece, we're talking about $500. I then got to spend probably another 15 times 20. It's $20 to grade. Let's see, $500 to get all the cards. $15 each for 10 cards. Put another 6. I'm in probably about $700 if I buy the cards individual and I grade them with BGS. $700 in. I mean, we could be looking at between 10 cards. Sequential set. Again, the value increase for sequential set right now isn't there. But damn, dude, you pick these up now. And especially as 2 and 3 come out, you can get yourself a sequential set of this one. Let's just go ahead and guess that Story Booster 2 is going to have a set like this. Story Booster 3 is going to have a set, some sort of set like this. I think you can have a tri-sequential set, a complete master set of super rare alt arts. That would look baller. And though that market isn't here, I mean, listen, you're going to fix it today, sure. But the overarching market doesn't really look for this yet, right? So I think you got a plan. You gotta go ahead. You gotta get this stuff now. So, spoiler alert, those are gonna be 10 cards that I think I'm gonna shoot for as well. Spoiler alert, these are gonna be also these concept rare-esque alt arts that I'm going to be shooting for as well. I'm going to get every single one of these Gotenks that I can. It's got manga vibes. Yeah, you know, if I pick them up, great. I'll get them. I'll get them graded. And then I just love the Hot Rod, Buu, and the Family Kamehameha. At the end of the day, I think the real cool, fun, give me that collecting sort of vibe is going to come from doing these two master sets. It's going to be this story booster, super rare alt art master sets graded, and doing this rare alt art master set as well. I think those are going to be a couple. If you can get a couple of those master sets, buddy, you're going to be okay. When should you buy them? Go watch my other video and I'll tell you almost exact dates on when you should buy them. And guess what? At a certain point, we will have a snip and ship with these as well. So if you can't get your hands on them, I believe I have about 100 sleeve booster packs coming in. I'm going out on the to locals to go rip and buy these as well. So I'm gonna get my hands on as many as I can. So make sure you follow us on Whatnot, because if you follow us on Whatnot, you'll be able to plan ahead and have a fun old time with Ram Fam. Chat, what do you think? Are these cards that you need to grade? Do you think sequential set is ready today? Do you think if you grab those, you grade them and they're good to go? You think the market's going to give you that little boost in value? Because it's not coming from low pops. That's not happening. Do you think that maybe, Ram, you're thinking about too small? We do need to focus on the 2 stars, Ram. Tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, comment, do the whole thing. Share this with another fellow Saiyan warrior. Let me know what you think, chat. We'll see you tomorrow.